All right. So there's not much going on in the sports world, but there is some big news in the NBA specifically, which is where I'm going to start. The Hawks did fire Nate McMillan. I wanted to start by getting your thoughts on that. Was it the right choice? Should they have waited till after the season, or do you think a coach can come in and fix it and make them playoff bound, or should they have waited or did they make the right choice? If they made the right choice, why do you think it was the right choice to do it in season?
All right. So for me personally, I am not a believer in firing a coach midway through the season, no matter the circumstance,
Okay.
because usually you're gonna have to bring in a new guy who's gonna try to most likely who's gonna try to install a new system since the
Right.
old one didn't work.
Yeah.
It takes time for the guys to acclimate to the new system,
Mhm.
and I just don't see there enough season left with time to acclimate in the system for them to make a playoff push. So I think they could have rode out their old coach until the end of the season, where I think they're in like a playing spot, right?
I believe they're 10th in the East, if I'm correct.
So yeah, I would have just tried to ride that out and see where that would have taken us. If not,
Oh,
get a lottery pick.
they're actually eighth, right under the Heat.
Um, so yeah, I would have just rode it out, see what would happen this season, off season, fire him.
Gio, what you think?
One, I think that was a great decision, right? Just based upon the fact that you might get Quinn Snyder, and I think he is a better coach. At least in the regular season, right? We don't know in the playoffs,
Right.
especially with how the Jazz played. But Quinn Snyder is a better coach. And as we saw, I believe it was in House of Highlights, that cartoon they got with Trey Young having the coach killer knife, dagger. I thought that was perfect for him to have. But at the same time, we know they were having issues, right? And the best thing to do is to keep your players happy, at least in this day and age of the NBA. And in doing so, you had to fire, your coach. And then hopefully Quinn Snyder can come in and be the next guy.
I do agree with both of you. I'm not a big fan of firing them in season, though. I think they should have waited as well, like a Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray type situation in the NFL. I think that's what this was with Trey Young and Nate McMillan, but they should have waited till after season, I believe, because I do believe that they don't have enough games, like say I said, to get to the top six. Because the East top six is very strong right now. The only one I could see getting out of the play-in is the Heat because they're not that far back. But the Hawks, I feel like, are too far under. And even if they get Quinn Snyder, like say I said, they do have to acclimate to his system. And I don't know if it'll be enough games to do it quick enough in order to get a top six seed. So I think even they were still in the play-in. So I think they should have kept McMillan, wrote it out for the rest of the year. But it was the right decision to fire him. I think they just should have waited till after the season because, like you said, he didn't have a good relationship with Trey Young, and to have DeJounte Murray and Trey Young on the same team and only be the 8 seed, I think that's a credit to how poor his coaching was this year and was a main reason why they fired him.
So you guys are saying I understand the whole respect thing, right? And waiting out for the whole season. But how hard is it to win an NBA championship?
It's very hard.
Exactly. And with the two players you have in DeJounte Murray and Trey Young, easily possibly top 20 players in the league right now, right? You have to take advantage of that. And if something's not working out and you still have an opportunity, you're still in the 8 spot, right? It's not like the play-in, you're not going to the playoffs. You have either one or two opportunities to go ahead and be the 7 or 8 seed to reach the playoffs, right? And in doing so, you're going to play the Celtics or most likely the Bucks because they have the best record in the NBA right now, both of those teams, just about. So when you do that, they have a chance. I think they can possibly make a run at the Bucks if there's a health concern with either Giannis or Middleton or Drew, something like that. Hopefully there's not, but there could be a chance to beat the Bucks. They don't have a shot against the Celtics, but if they do go against the Bucks, make it past round one, right? They got a chance. And each season in the NBA with these two-star players is very valuable because you don't know how long you're going to have with these two guys. It's not like with the NFL with Kyler's situation, right, where you didn't have a shot. you already knew who were the top three teams in the NFL, in the NFC, right? Of the NFL. So he didn't really have a shot. Might as well wait it out, right? And then fire him respectfully. But if you're the Hawks, they needed to make this move because they still got a shot and they got to take advantage of the opportunity with Trey and DeJounte.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but the fact that they're saying they're going to take their time to hire a coach and take their time doing the interview process, I don't know if their interim coach will be able to turn that around either.
And
Again, yes, that is. Oh, go ahead.
if he does turn it around, do you even hire a new coach?
I don't believe you do. I think it'd be a Jack Vaughn type situation from the
Right.
Nets.
And I was about to say that is we've seen interim head coaches go ahead and play or acclimate their teams well, right? We saw that with Bickerstaff and the Cavs, right? We saw that with Missoula and the Celtics, right? And then obviously you just brought up Vaughn from the Nets, and all three of those guys have elevated their team's play. So
Yeah, that's true.
Just, I'd still think wait till the end.
Yeah, I
is
mean, I do too. I'm just not a big fan of in-season firings. I never really have been.
I am
but
happy he got fired. But
so is it more of a respect thing or is it more like is it because that's the only thing I'm thinking about is it a respect thing?
Well, I feel like if you fire a coach in season, you have to rush the interview process. So like you can't go as in depth as you would like to hire the new coach, and maybe you rush and make a poor decision, and then you look back like maybe I should have waited.
True.
yeah, I think it's more like a where do you have the best chance type of situation. Because I feel like with you, you never know when it's going to be your year, when the luck's going to hit you right.
Right.
And I think keeping the same system, letting the boys hoop with the system they know so far, gives them the best chance where they don't have to take that adjustment period where they might fall down too far to where the season's done.
Okay,
Especially with like only 23 or so games left.
Yeah, like I don't know.
So who would be their coach? Will it be Joe Prunty? I think that's his name.
I think that's
Prunty.
the one they're going with. Yeah.
So we got to see. He won 99 and 80 as Atlanta's coach, including a 27-11 record as an intern head coach in 2020-2021 season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a bad thing, especially when you have Trae Young. You won 27-11, so you already established a winning record with Trae Young. Maybe this can you can ride this out for the rest of the season and then possibly progress into next season, right? That's one thing, or you can make a run this season and try your best.
Yeah, I do believe it was the right decision, though. I just think they should have waited, personally.
But so here's the thing for you, though. You're a Lakers fan. Would you have fired Frank Vogel midway through the season?
You see, I did want us to because I feel like that was different. Like he lost the players. It was obvious. The players didn't want to be there, didn't show any effort. I feel like the Hawks players were still showing effort and showing like care to McMillan outside of obviously Trae Young because their relationship was so poor.
Right. But at the same time, Trae Young, right, was having issues with him. And like what do you think of that, Nick? Just like the whole aspect of your star player, right? Although everyone else is showing effort, your star player is obviously having issues with the head coach. What would you do?
So personally, if it was like a few weeks ago where Trae Young was like fire him or I'm requesting a trade, then I would just fire him. But at this point, where Trae Young's still under contract and you don't have to worry about him being traded anymore, I don't think it makes sense to fire the coach at this point. Because you're going to have Trae Young stay till this offseason. He signed for next year. So you could just go to the offseason and fire the coach.
Right. Okay. It makes sense to me. So
Yeah. I mean, Trey's not one to hold grudges. So I feel like he would have let it go as long as he kept hooping.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, though, it's like same thing with Beeline, right, at the Cavs. You
Yeah.
know, we fired him midway through the season. I know it was earlier on, I believe, but at the same time, it was still midway through the season. We made a great push with our interim head coach, now our head coach and Bickerstaff. So I think anything can happen, especially since he's been Fruity or something, right? He's
Yeah.
been
Prunty.
pretty, yeah. He's been with the organization for a little bit now. He knows the system and the players are familiar with him, so I think that can benefit them a lot and possibly make a run.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if it was if they did it earlier in the season, I wouldn't
Mhm.
have been so critical. But it's just like
Right.
23 games left. I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, I don't understand why they waited so long to do this, right? Because I'm sure they knew they were going to do this, but at the same time, maybe there was internal conflict that we do not know about with the front office and the head coach, right? So they probably just said, you know what, might as well blow it up now and then see what we can do with the rest of the season. Like you said, it's only 23 games left of the season. Hopefully they can take advantage of this and then implement that interim head coach, right? And if he is successful, right, then they'll keep him like you guys believe, right? Or if he's not successful, obviously go ahead and look for a new head coach in the offseason.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks.
In other NBA news, Nick Say is very happy about it. The Heat finally made a move. Kevin Love did get bought out by the Cavaliers and he signed to the Miami Heat. Gio's a little sad over there. The title team is finally gone from the Cavs. Last part of it. Let's hear Gio's thoughts on it before we go to Saya.
He was the last player left in the Cleveland Cavaliers organization from that 2016 championship. You never really understand how well you have it until it's gone, right?
Facts.
And just I didn't think I was going to get that upset because Kevin Love's been on the trading block for as long as he's been in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So when he finally left, it was like a whole like realization, like, wow, this is actually over.
Yeah.
It's a whole new era in the Cleveland Cavaliers organization, a bunch of young bucks, right, who are hungry. We don't have that veteran presence now, right, that has won a championship. It's an issue with me because one, who are we going to fill that roster spot with? If it's Carmelo Anthony, I'm fine with, but if anyone else, like, why even bother? Why would we get rid of our one champion, in the locker room? At the same time, I'm glad he's going to Miami. Probably, I'm sure it's Nick's favorite team. And I've supported the Miami Heat throughout this whole podcast and throughout probably most of my life. If it's not the Cleveland Cavaliers, right, it's most likely the Miami Heat I'm going to back, right? So I'm very happy for him to go there, play with Bam Adebayo, hopefully get more opportunity, and hopefully shoot a lot of threes for Nick and the Miami Heat to win another ring.
Thanks. So I'm very happy about Kevin Love signing. I was very disappointed with the trade deadline movements by Miami. And I was here saying we had to be active in the buyout market.
Yes.
K Love, probably the biggest name in the buyout market to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like fit wise.
Right, yeah.
Although I did want Russ too, but it happens. But K Love's gonna come in. We finally have another like big body.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bam's was our biggest player. He's only 6'9". Now we bring in 6'11" Kevin Love. I like them as our bigs. They're probably gonna run Kevin Love at the 4, but
Mm-hmm.
he will still get center rotations, I'm sure, when Bam goes out. So I'm happy to have him. He's gonna be able to stretch the floor. And hopefully we see some like prime Kevin Love.
Yeah, I think it was a great signing for the Heat. I didn't expect him to go there when he was bought out, but it was definitely a big move for the Heat to get him, and I think it's going to drastically improve your team. He's an underrated defender, I would say, so he'll help you defensively as well, and he can knock down open shots, which is what his role will be. And I feel like some of the Heat players have been inconsistent in knocking down open shots. So I think he'll be your most consistent 3-point threat and shooter. And it was a big signing. And I think he will help you guys make a push up the standings in the last 23 or so games and then help you guys in the playoffs, hopefully win a few series and potentially get to the finals.
I mean, we were gonna get to the finals. It's just now Kevin Love's gonna be like on that chain. He's gonna have another ring.
You were not going to get to the finals with Kyle Lowry as your point guard. I'm sorry.
We still got Kyle Lowry.
I know, but like Kevin Love can bail him out now.
That's why I wanted Russ. That's why I need John Wall.
Yeah, you should get John Wall, but if Russ played like he did on the Lakers, you dodged a bullet.
Nah, Russ would be prime time OKC Russ.
Mhm.
Yamming on people's heads. Jimmy would hype him up.
Listen, I love Russ, but I truly believe that Russ is gone.
Nah.
Did you have any shooters on the Lakers team with Russell Westbrook?
No.
No.
Okay. Do the Heat? They're I like I just said.
Do the Heat have shooters?
They're pretty inconsistent though.
Duncan Robinson's been pretty bad, but he can turn it up sometimes. Max Strus likes to chuck up random threes. Sometimes they go in.
I'm just saying they're inconsistent. They have better shooters than the Lakers, but they're inconsistent.
But when they're on, we've seen when they're on, they can possibly go to the finals.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm not saying
away from going to the finals.
I'm not knocking the Heat. I'm just saying that they're inconsistent. But when they're on, yeah, they're one of if not the best teams in the league.
Right. And with Russell Westbrook adding to that, right, creating more spacing, right, they get more open shots and they can hit those shots down. They'll be more consistent because, like I said in the past, Tyler Hero likes to take a lot of contested shots, right?
Yeah, that's true.
If he's got more spacing, he's going to knock those shots down. He's an amazing shooter, right? We've seen it before. But
why do you think Russ creates more spacing? I think he's close to the spacing down because the defense backs off him and lets him shoot.
I think he will create more spacing because of the pick and roll opportunities with Bam Adebayo, right? I think they're going to try to close in on that defense.
Well, if they signed him, you mean?
Into the lane, right?
If they signed him?
If they signed him. I'm just saying that's the opportunity they had, right? Yeah. Also, I think Russ, he's been known to knock some shots down. He's not going to knock a lot of them down.
But... No, he can, but right. If I'm the defense, I'm living with it.
But at the same time, if you're Russell Westbrook going to the Miami Heat with all the shooters around you, with Jimmy Butler, it's a different vibe down there, right? That's more.
I honestly do think it would have been a good fit because him and Jimmy play similar styles. They're both physical.
Right, and they both have the will to win, right?
Yeah.
So think about it like this too. Westbrook just settles for a random jumper.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's gonna be yelling at him saying, "Yo, go dunk that stuff on his head."
Right.
I honestly wish LeBron did that more. But LeBron was just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. LeBron, obviously, we've seen him in his Lakers tenure, right? That he didn't really care that Russ was on the team.
No, he didn't want
with his answers to the questions when Russ got brought up. So
it was obvious to me that both AD and LeBron did not want Russ in the first place, and they're happy he's gone.
I don't think that they did want him, but at the same time, their demeanor changed throughout the seasons when playing with Russell Westbrook.
I think throughout the last season and a half, honestly.
Right. But I want to move back to Kevin Love, right?
Okay, yeah.
The addition to, on the Heat brought in probably your most consistent big men, shooter, right? Is that correct, Nick?
Amen.
Hey, don't disrespect Chris Bosh.
No, I'm on this team. Chris Bosh, obviously, is Chris Bosh, but on this team.
Amen. Bam can shoot that pill. I just need him to shoot it more.
He can shoot the mid range. I haven't seen him shoot threes this year.
Yeah, because he just won't shoot them.
Bro, he's not a good 3-point shooter.
He can shoot threes.
He can, but he's not because
he's not an efficient though. He's not efficient.
Right. You bugging. He can be if he wanted to.
But even though Kevin Love is the most efficient 3-point shooter on your squad right now,
3-point taker.
Who's the most efficient 3-point shooter? Hero.
So
yeah.
So you add on that big man that can shoot, right? You add on that championship mindset, that champion. No one else is a champion except for UD,
right?
On that team. You
But
get playing minutes, unlike UD, right? So
I would personally play UD the whole game if I could.
if you
bro,
could,
his
right? Yeah.
his energy,
But
bro, so infectious.
good thing you're not the coach. So you bring in probably your best 3-point shooter since Chris Bosh. You won 2 championships with Chris Bosh. Now you got Kevin Love. I think you guys can do it again with Kevin Love and Jimmy Buckets, right? And then you got obviously your other core guys. So,
Bamsey, Ty,
well, there's just so many of them. You got Bam,
Caleb,
you still got Gabe Vincent, right?
Gabe Vincent,
Yeah.
Struce,
Drews, yeah. Kyle
VO's still off
Lowry.
the bench.
Kyle Lowry.
Start Victor Oladipo over Kyle Lowry. They need to
Yeah,
do
what's
that.
going on with that?
Bro, isn't he hurt?
Yeah, he's always hurt. Tell him to suck it up and play.
Bro, ever since his quad tear, he hasn't been the same.
No, he's exciting to watch though.
He is when he plays, bro. He still shows the effort and the hustle on defense. It's fun to watch.
For real.
So the addition of Kevin Love really helped them a lot, and they can win a championship now.
I think it's locked in now that they're gonna win it.
Well, it gives them a better chance. I think
Yeah.
Boston had the best chance of coming out of the East. Now it's close.
I agree. I think it's definitely closer than most people think, and the
Mhm.
Heat are not a team that anyone wants to see come playoff time because I believe they are the deepest team in the East. So before we left, I was just stating that I believe personally that the Heat are the deepest team in the East, and I believe that that will be a push to get them deep into the playoffs.
I was going to say Jimmy hasn't even turned it up yet this season,
Right.
so we don't have a.
Post All-Star break, Jimmy.
He gonna boost us in the standings. He getting warm for the playoffs. K Love, a seasoned vet, gonna come in, start hooping, playing some championship level basketball. Bam's getting better. Bam's gonna have 24 games or like 20 games with K Love, work on his skill. Championship, here we come.
Yeah. What do you think?
Looking over their roster, I thought Boston had a deeper roster, but looking at it now, I do agree with you. Miami does have a deep roster, probably probably the best in the East, right? They got obviously Jimmy Butler, like we said, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, right? Kyle Lowry, but he's Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Udonis Haslem, Kevin Love. I think Jamal Cain, he's a good kid, right? You got Yurt Seven, right? Gabe Vincent, Cody Zeller, you just added, right? And then I really like this kid. I don't know about you, Nick, but Haywood Highsmith, he's got a lot of potential in my opinion. He puts out a lot of effort when he does have the playing time.
I like Highsmith. I just don't think he's ready for playoff basketball.
No, not yet, not yet.
So,
But he is a good talent in my opinion, good effort. So guys
he's
do
gonna
have
be like that. Sorry.
What'd you say? Say that? Go ahead.
He's gonna be like that Gabe Vincent, that Max Strus, like
right.
an under the radar name that's
Mm-hmm.
just all of a sudden hooping.
Right.
That's what the Heat do. G League to the pros, develop.
Honestly,
But yeah, Kevin Love's definitely a great signing for you guys, and he's definitely going to be a big contributor.
bring in John Wall too.
Pat Riley, if you're listening, Nick Sale wants John Wall.
Bring him
Well,
in.
that would be a great move, right?
I
Like you guys
would be.
need a point guard.
I still believe they'd start Kyle Lowry, but I don't think Kyle Lowry would play as many minutes as he has been.
Start John Wall. Let him
Right,
hoop.
exactly.
I think they should start him, but I feel like Spoelstra's a coach who likes to stick with continuity, so he'd stick with Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, until John Wall's hooping it. He's showing
Right.
360 lays.
Right.
He's leading the charge. Him and Jimmy are going at it.
Bro, him on the Heat would be nice. Because, like, y'all are a fast break team, and where's John Wall best at?
He's the fastest player in the league, in my opinion. With the Achilles tear.
Bro, like, in the short stint that I saw on the Clippers, yeah, he was inefficient, but he still had handles like Wizard's
Mhm.
Wall and the speed
Right.
like Wizard's Wall.
I know who you're gonna say, Nick. I'm sorry. I just had to put that out there. John Wall is the fastest, in my opinion. Yeah, you can say Darren Fox if you
Yep,
want to,
yep, yep. I knew that was
Swiper.
but
coming. I
but
knew it.
John Wall has done it longer. He's older and he's still this fast. This is ridiculous.
Oh,
I mean,
he's insanely athletic, but
100%. But
there's a debate.
I do get what you're saying though. De'Aaron Fox is up there.
Oh yeah.
Well, he,
Oh,
he is obviously the fastest in the league, but
Yeah.
Swiper.
didn't he clock in like 20 something miles per hour on a fast break this year?
Did he?
Something
With
crazy.
dribbling the ball.
It
The
was
fact that
something crazy.
he can like maintain the ball and string while going that fast, it's
Right.
crazy.
But moving to another buyout, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We all know what it is. Russell Westbrook getting bought out from the Jazz, going to the Clippers now, still in LA. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
So yeah, you can start.
Um, it's bittersweet for Nick said. Um, I'm a big John Wall fan. I'm more of a John Wall fan than a Russ fan, but I am a Russ guy. Um, so it sucks to see John Wall leave the Clippers, a place where he could potentially have gotten a ring.
They ain't getting no ring. But yeah, go ahead.
But I'm happy to see Russ back with PG-13. PG was like low key recruiting him. And I think Kawhi's a nice fit next to him. A nice mid-range killer. He's gonna hoop on defense. PG's no slouch defensively. That team's also underratedly deep. And I think there's better shooting around Russ too, which I think is a big thing.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I think it's funny that he stayed in LA. I think he knows what he's doing by doing that. But I think it's definitely this LA team is obviously a much better fit for Russ. He can play his own game at his own pace, I feel like. Whereas when he was next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they wanted to play at their pace. But I feel like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George will already know how to play at Russ's pace, especially Paul George, since Saya said they were teammates back in Oklahoma City. So Paul George knows the way he plays. He's going to do whatever he has to do to make Russ succeed. And as you said, there are more shooters on that team, which is big because Russ is obviously a pass first point guard. Russ should have honestly had like 10 to 15 assists a game on the Lakers. It's just we couldn't hit open shots. So I think he will get a lot of assists, and it's definitely a better fit for Russ. And I do hope he succeeds because I do miss that old Russ where he was dunking on people. That Russ was fun to watch.
Facts. Gio, what's your thoughts on Russ?
So I have two things. One, I think it's good that he's off of the Lakers, right?
I feel
One,
like if you don't want to play for the Lakers, as a Lakers fan, you it's a mental game because the players see the fans on social media going after them on every game night. Basically, was what Russ was dealing with after every game he played poor. He'd have to go on social media and see all these Lakers fans bashing him, and that does play a role. I feel like in how poor he played as well, because that just brought his confidence down.
LA, one of the worst fan bases, Jake says.
I
Live
mean,
on the pod.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a
having
Lakers fan.
Cowboys, right?
I'm a I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a Lakers and Cowboys fan at heart, but we are very bad.
You could always be the next fan base though, and say you're getting everybody.
That's true. Yes, and not get any one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
But go ahead, Gio. Keep going. My fault.
You're good. So it's good that he's off of the Lakers because one, I think it's because of the mindset they just weren't, aligned with LeBron James. Obviously, LeBron kept on saying, we want to win, we want to win. And I can quote Russ saying,
Just have fun.
just have fun, win, lose, or draw, right? That was the quote in the locker room. And I just don't think the mentalities were right there. I think it fits more with the Clippers vibe, right? Kawhi Leonard just wants to play ball. He just wants to do his own thing. PG, he just wants to do his own thing. Now Russ can do his own thing. You got a bunch of individual players who I think can come to a team collectively and possibly win a championship. Russell Westbrook with Paul George, right? Averaged 25.4 points, 10 assists, 10.2 rebounds. Again, 22 in the next season, 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. So we can see they play well together, right? Yes, they went out early against Dame Dalla, right, in that one playoff series. But I believe they won one or two playoff series, right, together. So I think they can win in the postseason, especially when you have Kawhi Leonard, the Claw, right? He's pretty much the lethal weapon, right? And he'll bring you guys to the championship, to the finals, and I think they got a deep squad to do it.
Yeah, I believe it's also less pressure on Russ. Lakers have a lot of pressure for anybody that comes there because it's championship or bust every year, basically, especially with LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the team. So Russ going in knew he was going to have a lot of pressure. And I feel like it's a weight lifted off his shoulder where he can play more free in the Clippers because, yeah, they want to win a championship, but it's not as pushed as it was on the Lakers, I feel like.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I want to disagree on that.
I don't think the Clippers push it because if they did, I feel like they would have made more moves these past 2 years after getting kicked out in the second round.
What other moves do you want them to make?
Like, I feel like they would have tried to get a third star if they were really serious about making a championship move.
See, that's exactly what a Lakers fan would say. We need a third star.
Bro, I don't want a third star. I like what we got now.
We need a Russell Westbrook on our team.
Right,
No,
right.
I never said we need Russell
star.
Westbrook. I said we need Bradley Beal.
But anyways, you don't need a third star to win a championship. We've seen that happen multiple times with you guys.
I still just don't believe that they're championship caliber. I don't.
You add Norman Powell. You add, I believe, Covington as well, right? You add Plumlee now. You add Russell Westbrook. You have a deep squad. You have great talent on that team. We've seen. I think Plumlee's resurrected his career this year.
Oh, he absolutely has. He's playing great.
Right. Now you go to the Clippers. You have a big man with Zubac, right? And now you also have Russell Westbrook. They needed a guard. They didn't have a guard. They pretty much just had pure shooting guards, right?
Yeah.
So now you got a pure guard in Russell Westbrook. You have every piece you need now.
I won't believe it till I see it personally. That's just my thought.
Personally, I like the John Wall move.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna diss my boy, but they were going out and getting big names. They got John Wall to play the point. Now they got Russ.
Markieff Morris. Right.
Markieff.
Marcus, my bad.
But here's the thing. Paul George is known, let's be honest, Paul George has been known the past 2 seasons for disappearing in the playoffs. So I think it's on Paul George for how deep they go.
True. But no, for the last 2 seasons, he has, had good games, but at the same time, game 6, game 7, we haven't seen him show up, right? Especially in the fourth quarter.
And that's where they need him the most, though.
Right, exactly. So I can understand your point. Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Paul George was top 5 in the MVP votings in both of those years, I believe. I think the fitting with Russell Westbrook and Paul George, the mentalities of those two, I think in the playoffs they're gonna make some noise, and especially when you got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard doesn't even have to be the best player on the team right now. He just has to show up in the right moments like he usually does, right? So they got plenty of talent, plenty of time. They have the best coach in the NBA right now. They have the best chance of winning the NBA Finals, along with, obviously, the Suns, the Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, right? But
I don't know.
They'll make some noise.
I personally don't believe that they have one of the best chances, but that's just me.
But that's a Lakers fan, dude.
It's not me being biased. I really just don't see it. I don't.
How do you not see it? Please, elaborate.
Yeah, they're deep, sure, but there's better benches in the West that could do more damage than the Clippers bench.
Whose bench is better?
Hold on. Grizzlies bench, I believe, is better than the Clippers bench.
They're as deep as the Clippers right now.
I believe so.
So you would take the Grizzlies over the Clippers to make the finals?
Yes.
Wild. Wild.
I don't trust the Clippers come playoffs. I just don't. They always find a way to lose, and I don't think that theme will change.
But there's one thing that I think drastically changes this year.
Mhm.
So the Clippers went out and got a player who was not being utilized and who was being trashed, and he was viewed as the villain on his old team. Now he's got something to prove to his hometown rivals. LeBron better watch his head
Mhm.
because Westbrook's gonna be DMing on that.
Westbrook's
Right.
gonna miss a layup on that. That's all I'm saying. But
He gotta be
he's about to miss a layup.
gotta be dunking on LeBron's head and
No,
AD, both of them under the rim.
not worried about it. I don't think Russ is a winning player personally. We saw it. We saw it obviously on the Lakers when he said that quote, "Win, lose, or draw, just have fun." I think he just wants to have fun, which is that's part of the game. But I feel like when it comes down to winning time, he doesn't care if they win. Personally, that's just me though.
Is he petty?
Petty, yeah, I believe he
Petty.
is. Yes,
Okay. Is he playing in the at the other um LA organization in the Clippers?
yes,
Did he recently just play for the Lakers?
yeah. But I still don't think he's gonna do damage against us. I really don't.
He will show you the hunger he had as a rookie playing against the Los Angeles Lakers because of how disrespected he was in that organization.
I don't believe he will, but
He's a professional. He wouldn't have said it when he was a Laker, but he was very disrespected by every single one in the Lakers organization. When players were asked upon his behalf of leaving, they wouldn't defend him. I don't think LeBron James sure didn't defend him. He didn't say I want him on my team. He
why
said
would
yeah
he?
on my team, but he wouldn't ever say I need him on my team.
Because he doesn't. He was taking the team down with him.
At the same time, as a teammate, you back your teammate no matter what. You're
I
gonna back your teammate.
I mean, yeah, there was definitely better ways to handle it, but
Right.
I don't think if you're mad at your teammate and like they're bringing them down, I don't think that he should have backed him, but he should have handled it better.
He should have handled it better. He should have defended his teammate more than he did. Handle things behind closed doors. Don't
That's
bring it
why
out to the front, to the front for everyone to know.
that's why I believe that LeBron did not want Russell Westbrook.
Right. And for Russell Westbrook to be okay with playing off of the bench, to average 28 and 8 off of the bench, to not have any pretty much issues playing off of the bench, right?
No diss to Russ, bro. I'm glad he turned his season around before he got traded. I'm glad he accepted the role of coming off the bench and helped us win multiple games off the bench. I'm happy about that.
That's just shows you the professionalism of Russell Westbrook. So he wasn't gonna, dog you guys because he was on the Lakers. Now he's off with the Lakers. He's gonna be pettier than Kevin Durant. He's gonna make sure he shows you who Russell Westbrook is. He's gonna behead LeBron James. He's gonna behead Anthony Davis. He's gonna take down that dragon in the Los Angeles Lakers.
No, he
And
ain't.
he's gonna what are you talking about right now?
He's not, bro. He's not that same Russ. I don't care if he went to the Clippers. I don't think that it's going to change. I don't think he can be that same Russ anymore.
You don't think a new environment can help a situation out?
Bro has been to 4 or 5 new environments. He signed a 5-year, $200-something million contract, 5 different teams. Why do you think that? New environments don't do anything to him personally.
But did he have a reason to be angry?
He had multiple reasons to be angry, bro. I believe he did.
And what situation past OKC was he meant to be angry in?
He was disrespected everywhere he went, in my opinion.
Right.
Washington?
Yes, 100% disrespected.
Wow.
Well, I think
he was because he got them to the playoffs, and then they were just like, okay, yeah, you can go.
Hey, man. He was never disrespected like LA did. Now he's going to turn that dog up.
That's
I don't
right.
believe I don't believe he will. I'm not worried about it, to be honest.
Until y'all got to see him.
That's
No,
right.
he's the least of my worries, bro. I will back off him and let him shoot all game.
Crazy.
And then when he goes 9 for 10 on you guys, like
That's funny.
don't be crying that
When has Russell Westbrook ever gone 9 for 10? I don't think he ever has.
I'm just saying,
Yep.
don't be crying that Darvin Ham didn't do any adjustments on Russell Westbrook because you said today, back off of Russell Westbrook.
Yes, absolutely. He's shooting 29% from three. That's not going to change
we'll
going
see.
to the Clippers.
We'll see. And we didn't even mention Eric Gordon yet on the Clippers. So you got to worry about Eric Gordon. You got to worry about Mason Plumlee. You got to worry about Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. They're contenders. How are you not
They're
worried?
contenders 100%, but I have 4 favorites over them right now.
Who are your 4 favorites?
Over them,
Over them?
Denver, Memphis,
Okay, fine.
Phoenix, and Dallas.
You have Dallas over the Clippers right now?
Absolutely.
And Memphis is crazy.
Absolutely.
And Memphis. The way Memphis has been playing, I can't believe you didn't say the Warriors. That is disrespectful to go on the defending champs, right? To have Memphis over the Warriors and to have Dallas over the Warriors.
The Warriors are 500, bro. They're not doing anything.
Okay, what are Memphis Grizzlies doing right now? What are they doing?
They're second in the West, 35-22, without one of their best players in Steven Adams.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So the Clippers have a deep team, not as deep as the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
But the Clippers are also way more top heavy than the Grizzlies are. You got Ja Morant, who's like a top 15 player, maybe higher. But then the Clippers have 2 top 15 players.
Mm-hmm. Possibly a top 5 player in Kawhi Leonard when he's healthy.
Yes, but is Paul George a top 15 player in the playoffs, though? That's what remains to be seen.
Do we have to bring back the knowledge that is apparently lost with Paul George?
What from the Pacers?
Yeah.
That was forever ago. He is not that same Paul George.
Hey, man. It's all mental now.
Right. Exactly. Once it gets to the playoffs, he starts doubting himself.
But guess what? He has his buddy in Russell Westbrook again. And you know what happens with Russell Westbrook? He's a top 5 player in the league. Top 5 in MVP voting. Both those years, I believe. And he shows out in those playoffs. Thank you very much. Now he's on the Clippers with Russell Westbrook. Thank you very much. Good job, Balmer, for signing Russell Westbrook. Now it's time to win a championship. That's what they got to do.
I don't see it happening, personally.
How do you not see that personally when you have the statistics with Paul George and Russell Westbrook playing together? Now you add Kawhi Leonard to that mix, Eric Gordon, Mason Plumlee.
Bro, who'd they lose to? Damian Lillard. That's it. The Blazers had no one else.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes.
Are you telling me CJ McCollum's not nobody?
CJ McCollum is great, but outside of those two, who they got? The Thunder should have easily won, in my opinion.
Nurkic is nobody?
Bro, Nurkic wasn't even that good back then, in my opinion.
Nurkic was having his best years before his injury, and that was then.
Yeah, but I feel like, honestly, Dame's the one who slowly beat them.
Well, because he had a buzzer beater, yeah, sure. But
I'm saying in the entire series.
I mean, he did hoop. He
torched them that whole series. Who was guarding him? Russell Westbrook.
Okay, and at the same time, who was playing? Paul George was balling. Was he not?
Okay, he was, but I feel like the past 2 years on the Clippers, he hasn't shown up. Until I see him show up, I personally have no faith in him in the playoffs.
We will see. But who is playing with him now?
I'm not worried about Russell Westbrook. I've already said it multiple
times.
You
don't have to be. You just got to be worried about Paul George because he's playing with Russell Westbrook again.
Bro, I don't think that will change his game. I really don't.
You don't think having a Hall of Famer will change his game?
No.
That's right.
Not come playoff time. I think he'll doubt himself too much.
LA
I think
versus
that's
LA.
why he's been struggling in the playoffs, is because he doubts himself. Maybe it will change. Maybe it will change because he has that fire under him now. As he did say, they've been calling me playoff P. They're about to see finals MVP. So maybe he does have an extra fire that will ignite the Clippers. But until I see it with my own eyes, I'm not going to put faith in it.
He's playing with that dog in Russell Westbrook now too. Russell Westbrook angry at LA. Back with Paul George. Paul George gonna be dropping 40, 50 pieces. Westbrook, nice little 30 to 40 pieces,
That's funny.
especially on LA.
Oh, what? Westbrook against us? Max. I'm calling it now 15. Max 15.
He's gonna get like 50 or something against y'all.
Yeah,
If-
that's the minimum. 15 is a minimum for
No,
Russell
15
Westbrook.
is max. I'm telling you.
He is so petty. He's circled those games
Yeah,
like Patrick
he
Beverly did.
he can be
He's
petty.
circled.
He can be petty. He can shoot 30 shots, but he's not making more than 15.
Okay, like you said, shooting. What did Nick tell you earlier?
Okay, I'm not saying we're gonna win the game, but I'm
No, no,
saying
no. He's gonna dunk on you guys.
no, he's not.
Yes,
No, he's
thank
not.
you. He's
No,
gonna
he's
be
not.
dunking on you
No,
guys.
he's not. No, he's not. I promise you, if he tries to dunk on Anthony Davis is palming that ball, we're going the other way.
Anthony Davis about to lose his unibrow.
Bro, I promise you, Anthony Davis is not allowing Russell Westbrook, of all people, to dunk on him.
LeBron's hairline's about to, he's gonna have to shave that stuff.
Bro,
bald
LeBron
after
doesn't play defense.
Westbrook.
LeBron's not even going to try to.
Hams
LeBron
that
doesn't play.
ball in his head.
LeBron already needs to go bald anyway, but he doesn't even play defense. He's not even going to try to block it.
Hey, he might try to, because he tried to block Shea's dunk.
Oh yeah,
Ended up hurting his
that was a
hand.
little sus. Not going to lie, but
He's going to try and block Russ. Next thing you know, Russ is gonna dunk on him 4 times in a row.
oh that's
Then
funny.
LeBron's gonna let him just go by and just dunk the ball.
Nah. Russ ain't doing
Russell
nothing.
Westbrook's energy will skyrocket him to dunk from the free throw line that game.
That's funny.
But in all seriousness, though, his energy will help him
Oh yeah, his energy for
a
the
lot.
100%. His energy on this Clippers team will absolutely help him because I feel like they do before they got Russ, they lacked energy.
Right. And especially against you guys, I'm saying it because he is so petty with it. And since he's off the Lakers organization now, he has all that anger towards you guys. He's going to use that to help fuel him.
Yeah, we'll see. I do hope he succeeds, obviously, as I said. But we'll see what happens.
Where's Cameron Payne at?
Bro, he's still in the Suns.
He's still in Phoenix?
Bro,
LA's gonna find a way to trade for him, bro.
Terrence
trade
Mann
deadline's
is,
over, buddy.
Yeah, I'm talking this all season.
Oh,
You keep Russ around. You sign Cameron Payne to stay with PG and Russ. You get the little pregame dances going again. Russ is dunking on your heads.
Terrence Mann is no slouch though. Terrence Mann's a
Terrence Mann.
bucket. We've seen him play amazing previously. So since the Clippers still have Terrence Mann along with all the other names I just stated, and you have 4 other teams over them, I just think that's crazy.
but I personally won't believe in the Clippers until I see them win in the playoffs. I haven't seen them win with a
Right, that's fine.
with the very good team prior to getting Russell Westbrook. I don't see Russell Westbrook changing that much personally.
That's fine. And we've seen before with Doc Rivers. We obviously know what Doc Rivers can do. He blows 3-1 leads like it's every other Tuesday or whatever the case may be, right?
That's true.
But then you got Ty Lue as the head coach, right? With Kawhi Leonard, with Paul George. Now Kawhi Leonard's healthy-ish, right? They're trying to implement him more, get him acclimated with a team, so there's team cohesion, right? You have the depth now, right? You have great star players. You have great big men, right? You got great shooting. You got everything you need. You got a point guard now. The only team I'm taking over them is the Warriors.
Bro, I don't believe in the Warriors personally.
The Suns don't have the depth to handle the Clippers. They don't have the defense to handle the Clippers. And I think the Clippers defense is better or good enough to withstand the Suns offense.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm taking Phoenix in that series personally.
PG finna clamp up that boy D-Book. Kawhi's got KD on locks.
That's right.
And who's gonna guard Westbrook? Chris Paul?
Yeah, I guess.
Westbrook's gonna be hooping.
Bro, yeah, not gonna lie, Chris Paul cannot guard Russ. Chris Paul's way too slow for that.
Shoot.
Maybe the only other team I see beating the Clippers is the Mavericks. Just because we've seen Luka take down the Clippers by himself, just like he took down the Suns, right? And I think the only other team other than the Warriors that can possibly go to the finals is the Mavericks because of Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the Clippers going to the finals. That's just me. But they will. I believe they will get past the second round and get over that hump, I believe.
But to have Memphis over them,
I like
Crazy.
Memphis. I really do.
Bro, I don't think they got enough star power to like go deep in the playoffs.
Well, we said that last year, and they made it to the Western Conference Finals, though.
and who do they have to play?
Yeah, they
No,
played the
no,
Warriors, sure, but that's when the Warriors were
No,
actually.
no, yeah, but who did they play before that to go to the Western Conference Finals?
I don't know who did they play. I forget.
I
they were the
believe
2 seed last year too, weren't they?
They were
they
the two
were,
seed. Yeah,
and I believe
they
they
played
played
the
Timberwolves.
they played the Timberwolves. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, come on, you really think the Timberwolves are a great playoff team, which can beat the Grizzlies?
Okay, that's sure. They still got them to 6. The Timberwolves were underrated, and they shouldn't have been the 7th seed in the first place. I believe that is a tough matchup, and the fact that they got the eventual reigning champions to 6 games and almost beat them and had them on the ropes. The Grizzlies are underrated. Don't sleep on them, personally.
You have the Mavericks who didn't play them. They had their own route to get through, right? Because the Warriors played the Grizzlies in the second round. And so if the Mavericks played the Grizzlies, I'm taking the Mavericks.
Yes, I do agree with that,
Okay.
Especially with Ree there now.
but I don't believe that they will see them until potentially the second round.
So you see the Warriors
I don't.
possibly playing
Are you talking about
Memphis?
the Warriors? Who the Warriors are playing?
No, I'm talking about Memphis because Memphis either has to go against the Mavericks, either has to go against the Warriors,
No,
either has to go against.
Memphis is a 2 seed right now. They play the 7th seed.
Okay, so who's the seventh seed?
As of right now, if they won the first playing game, it would be the Pelicans.
Who's in that 7 to 10 spot
That
right
might
now?
be tough for the Grizzlies.
It would be tough. I'm not gonna lie,
The
but
Pelicans are deep too.
I don't believe the Pelicans are gonna stay in the 7th seed though. I
Oh,
think they're gonna
dude.
make a push. But right now, the 7 through 10 is 7 is New Orleans, 8 is Minnesota,
Mhm.
9 is Golden State, and 10 is Nick Sayles, Oklahoma City Thunder.
One, I think the Warriors are going to move up. I think they're going to take that 7 spot. If they take that 7 spot and stay at that 7 spot, the Grizzlies are in for a boatload of trouble because they can't beat the Warriors. That's just a statement, right? Blank statement. Then you got the Lakers who made a lot of moves. They can go up to that 8, 9, 10 spot, right? I also think that the Trailblazers, they're a sleeper team, right? Making those moves with Matisse Thybulle, with Dame Dalla, right? Now you got, Jeremy Grant, Nurkic. They got a good team.
I gotta agree with Jake. You wilded on that one.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't think they can beat the 10 spot?
no, they're not making the play on, bro. They're missing the playoffs.
You don't think they can beat the 10 spot?
No.
Nah, bro. They ain't like that.
To be honest, I think Utah has a better chance to be the 10 spot over Portland.
Nah,
They
you
do as
crazy on
well.
that one.
They do as well.
But yeah, Portland's probably not gonna make it.
Portland and the Jazz, or no, Portland has the same amount of wins as the Thunder right now. They just have one more loss than them. The Jazz has one more win, but also two more losses than the Thunder. So either one of those teams, I'm just saying, I think the Jazz or the Trailblazers, right, going to that 10 spot, they're going to lose to whoever's in that 9 spot.
Yeah. I mean, to me, for the Warriors to move up, I got to see Steph Curry healthy and remain healthy. There's still no timetable on when he's going to return. That's going to be the big key in these 23 or so last games for them to move up to 7, as you stated, that you think they would. I think they could move up at least one spot, even without Steph. And then if they get Steph back, yeah, they can definitely get to the 7th seed, and that would be a heck of a first round matchup between them, and definitely hard for the Grizzlies. But it really relies on Steph and his health.
So Klay Thompson balling out right now doesn't mean anything.
Klay Thompson can go for 41 game and then go 10 points the next. He's too inconsistent to lead the Warriors, in my opinion. Like he had 40 points the game before the Lakers played him. Against the Lakers, when the Lakers won with their new squad, he shot, I believe, 5 for 15 or something like that.
5 for
Amen.
20.
Right.
But Nick, please share some great knowledge with Jake on why the Warriors are the Warriors.
All right, I was gonna make a joke, but since you said it like that, I really can't anymore.
Oh, you can still say your joke.
I was gonna say, yeah, don't let Draymond start leading that offense and hooping.
But honestly, though, right? He's a point forward, so
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
can't
like
score though. He can
oh,
pass.
he's not shooting the ball like that. He's not
No,
shooting anymore.
no.
personally, as his coach, I would be having him take Stephen Curry shots. It's just what I would do.
Good thing you're not a coach,
That's
like
why
Gio
you're
said.
not
Yeah.
the coach.
But yeah, you can't sleep on like Andrew Wiggins. Playoff Wiggins is different.
But that's the
Right.
thing though. He has a family matter right now. So like he might not even play for a few more games.
A few games is what it is. They gonna make it out the playoffs. I
They're gonna
think.
make it in the play-in 100. They're gonna make it out the play-in 100% once they get healthy. But the health
Right.
is the key part.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna be an eighth seed. Or like I think they're gonna be in that seventh, eighth matchup where they just gotta win that game.
Oh,
Move
I
up.
agree. I think they're going to move up one spot. They'll kick the Timberwolves down to ninth, I think.
I think so
Okay,
too.
and then they play the 7 and 8 seed game. Win that, they're the 7 seed.
True.
And
And
who
the
do
Grizzlies
they
got
play?
Huh?
Jordan Poole finna start hooping. Some baddies finna
Right.
start pulling up for the playoffs.
Bro. Cool. So before we left, I was saying Jordan Poole is a very inconsistent player. He's a he's very good when he's on, but when he's off and he keeps shooting those shots, like he takes some stupid shots, let's be honest. When they go in, they're great. But when they go out, when he doesn't make them, I feel like he brings down that Warriors morale a little bit every time he shoots it when he's off. And I feel like that like he's not one that they want to lead the team, which is the main reason why I believe they need Steph back like soon.
That Stephen Curry would help the team. Um, but yeah, they're gonna get it done without him. Even if he's gotta take his time till the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, you definitely need to rest Steph until the playoffs because that's when you need him the most, obviously. And yes, Warriors, whoever needs to see the Warriors, whether it be the Nuggets or the Grizzlies, don't sleep because that's a very tough matchup for either one of you guys.
But yeah, I'm a toss it to Gio.
Yeah, I think Klay Thompson can hold down the fort with Draymond, Jordan Poole, yes, he's hot, he gets hot, right? But he also can get very cold, like you mentioned. But if Jordan Poole looks around in that crowd, you
See some
know he's gonna
baddies.
go off.
That's facts. If he sees a girl on the court side, you already know what's about to happen.
So Jordan Poole, whoever Bob Myers brings in a lot of people courtside, right? Might benefit the Warriors. You never know. But Jordan Poole, when he's a bucket, he's a bucket. But like you said, him shooting when he's not on fire, right, can bring down the morale. But I think Klay Thompson and Draymond Green can really hold down the fort at least for another 20 games, and then let Steph get healthy, right? Come back in, shoot a little bit, and then head into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to be a scary team come playoff time because Steph will be rested and fully healthy, and they'll be ready to roar and back up their championship from last year. But Warriors fans, if you're watching and you want some more baddies courtside, let Bob Myers know in the comment section.
Yes, sir.
But moving on to a very controversial topic. Myers Leonard, after 2 years off, is finally back in the NBA on a 10-day contract with the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm personally surprised that he got another shot in the NBA after what he said while live streaming. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole situation?
Gio, that's all you to start, bro.
So yes, it is a very controversial topic, but if you got Kyrie Irving playing in the NBA still, might as well have Myers Leonard, because he did apologize. He didn't know what he said, right?
That's true.
Obviously, I'm sure he knew it was a derogatory term, but I don't think he knew the effect it would have, right? So he did apologize. I believe his apology was honest, right? It was an honest apology. So for him to have another shot, I do agree that I do believe that it was the right move for him and for the team to give him another chance. But like I said, if you got Kyrie Irving here who still hasn't apologized, I believe, for some of the things he's done and said, then you got to let others who did apologize have another chance.
Yeah, I agree. I was on the side of like not favoring Myers Leonard back in the league, but after what you just said, I do agree because Kyrie Irving has said some very interesting things, to say the least, multiple times in the media, getting fined for it, and he doesn't care. He clearly shows his hate towards really Jewish people, if we're going to be honest, and it's unfortunate, but I do agree with you. Now that you brought up those points, if he's still in the league, even though he has that stardom, which is why he's still in the league, let's be honest, they get their money from him. And that's why it took Myers Leonard so long to get back in the league, because he's not a star. If he wasn't a star, he wouldn't have been kicked out in the first place, and he'd just been fined like Kyrie. But yes, I do agree. Since he apologized, it's definitely the right decision for the league to give him another chance. And hopefully he shows the league that he can still ball and get another contract either with the Bucks or someone else.
Real quick, sorry, I was smiling. I'm just shocked that you made your opinion based off of what I said. So, maybe we can agree on something tonight.
Yeah, we'll agree on that, Gio.
Yeah, so when I was gonna speak on it, Jake took from my bag.
Oh, my fault.
Now you go. I'm not tripping. Yeah. So I understand he should have another shot realistically since Kyrie's in the league.
Yeah.
But the stardom plays a role. That's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I'm gonna just keep it short and simple. Now you kind of have to give him another shot
Yes, 100%.
with the whole Kyrie thing, like the suspension this year. So
Yeah, I agree. I hope he does show up because he has been putting in the work for the past 2 years. And like through his interviews on ESPN, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, it does seem like he is very sorry. He was getting very emotional when talking about it. So it's obvious that he honestly did not know what he was saying. Obviously, he should have avoided the word if he didn't know what it meant. But everyone makes mistakes. Everyone is human at the end of the day. And he does deserve a second chance for sure.
Well,
facts.
except for Kyrie, right? He might think he's superior, but
Well, yeah, that's just who Kyrie is. Let's be honest.
I mean, have you seen Kyrie's handles though?
Bro,
they're out of this world. They are.
Kyrie's handles on this flat Earth. Oh, crazy.
Do you think it's because we're on a flat Earth and he
It
knows
might
it, he can
be
dribble better?
right.
I think it might be, and that's why he knows it's a flat Earth because of how good his handles are.
Bro, like the science has to make sense there.
Bro, it definitely does. Yeah, the scientists are saying we have a round Earth. They've been doing it all wrong, man.
They can't dribble the ball like Kyrie, so I think Kyrie's on something.
Facts. But in all seriousness, definitely a great chance for Miles Leonard to get back in the league, and hopefully he can continue to work his way back, even if the Bucks let him go after this 10-day.
But speaking on Kyrie Irving, right? He was one of the only ones that was really trying in this All-Star game.
Yeah.
This whole entire All-Star break, I think the NBA let us down.
Outside of
But
the dunk contest, I'd say.
but even then, like really, people are making it seem like Mac McClung really saved the dunk contest.
I
It
mean,
was
yeah, he
just
didn't
it
save
was
it.
it was a
Yeah.
good dunk contest,
Yeah.
but it wasn't out of this world. Like what, for example, when Vince Carter did it in 2000.
Right. To
You
me,
didn't have the lockout, or you didn't have no dunk contest at all in 98, 99 you had the lockout, and then 2000 you come back with the dunk contest. Vince Carter saves it, right? And then you have all these other great dunkers to come with, Robinson, right? Dwight, Blake, Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon. So
yeah, to
Eric
me,
Jones Jr.
Yeah, DJJ, someone who
not.
shouldn't have
No,
won,
no.
which is the one I was going to touch on. To me, the dunk contest list lost all of my respect during that year when
Right.
Aaron Gordon should have been the clear-cut winner, and Dwayne Wade showed his favoritism to a Miami Heat player. After that dunk contest, I was like, okay, this is definitely rigged or something because it was clear that Aaron Gordon was the winner, and I don't care what anyone says, including Nick Saya. Aaron Gordon is that dunk contest champion.
Yeah, but like, who's got the award in his trophy case?
Sure, he can have the trophy, but everyone else knows outside of the Heat fans who really won.
Like, I'm sure D Wade was thinking Aaron Gordon's dunk was cool, but like he probably could have done it. Derrick Jones Jr.'s dunk, I don't know if he could have done it, so he had to rate it higher.
Yeah, sure.
That had.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Dwayne Wade could definitely dunk over a 7-foot taco fall.
I don't think so. I think so.
But with this dunk contest, right? I really think Trey Murphy's dunk, right? The lob in the first finale round, right? That was probably the toughest dunk, in my opinion,
I
to
believe
perform.
Mac's last dunk was the toughest, but that's just me.
That was pretty tough, but I think it was because of the height. I think Trey Murphy could have done that, but I think because of how short Mac was, I think that just showed like the greatness. It was like if Spud Webb did that, right? Or someone of that caliber, Nate Robinson did that, right? It just the difficulty increases because of the size, So
Yeah.
that's why. But to grab that lob in midair like that, I and especially first try, that difficulty in itself is by far by itself.
I agree. I believe that dunk should have been rated a lot higher. Obviously, Karl Malone wasn't very impressed. He gave him, I believe, a 46 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it should have been higher. Malone should have gave him a 48, 49, I believe. But I still believe that Mac McClung would have won either way. But it was definitely a very tough dunk.
I would say Karl Malone was being very biased in his decision. Clearly he was showing favoritism to Mac. Um, so honestly, this dunk contest wasn't really it to me because Karl Malone clearly showed favoritism.
Bro, it's not the same, bro.
But Max dunks, he was the best dunker that entire contest though for sure.
Oh, 100%, bro.
I just thought Trey's dunk was probably the toughest. That's all.
That's fair. Yeah. As I stated in the prior podcast, I did believe Mac McClung would win the dunk contest, and he was the winner. And I did state that Dame would win the 3-point contest, and he was the winner. So I went 2 for 3. Just saying, obviously, Gio was right about Team Jazz. Jordan Clarkson did come in clutch.
Hey, JC, he was playing it cool at first. I did not like that one bit. He was playing it cool, especially in the first round. I don't know what he was doing, walking through the cones, going up for the, little floater. I did not like that one bit, but they did get the job done.
Yeah. But yeah, Mac McClung was definitely put on an insane show. And he did help put the dunk contest back on the map, but he did not revive it, in my opinion.
It's still breathing. It's still breathing.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, I'm not gonna talk on my record for the All-Star game. But I took some bold takes. And none of them panned out. But if one of them worked, I think I would have looked like a genius. Just saying. But yeah, the dunk contest was I don't know.
Yeah. One disappointment in the dunk contest for me was Jericho Sims.
Oh my goodness.
Like, bro, you're 7. I believe he's 7 foot. He has insane bunnies, and all he can do is put his arms through the rim. Come on now. You gotta be more creative than that.
He hung on the net to pull himself up.
Bro, and he did that 2 times. You gotta be more creative. It's not about the dunk, it's about creativity.
I have to say the armpit one, if he got that without pulling himself up, on the net, that was tough. That was tough.
Right.
But at the same time, right, like you said, one trick pony, just like Derrick Jones Jr. going through the legs, right? So I don't know.
Amen. Amen. But they gotta bring back. Jake's right with the creativity.
Mhm.
I miss the days where they were blowing out candles, sitting on the
Yeah,
rim,
Right.
literally. Like what,
throwing some
bro?
like.
When Blake Griffin brought out a freaking car.
When he jumped over the Kia. When I think Dwight dunked on two rims at the
Yeah,
same
bro.
time.
Bro, like they gotta be more creative. Yes, Max dunks were insanely creative, but I feel like using the crowd is just it's just so much fun for from a fan's perspective.
Facts. Mac was good. The rest gotta be more creative though. Like
More
Yeah.
creative. I liked Jose Alvarado's, steal. That was creative. Only he can do that, and I think only basketball people would know like what the whole, play out of that was, but it was a good dunk overall.
For sure. I like the dunk contest was definitely the best thing to come out of that.
Mhm.
But the NBA got to get rid of the All Star game. Let's be honest, because it's been like this for years and it's starting to get out of hand.
The defense alone is just annoying,
Like,
and there wasn't even crazy dunks
no,
too.
like,
There was a lot of layups, a
yeah.
lot of layups.
And most majority of it was threes, to be honest.
Right, they took 133s.
Right.
So
Like, it's obvious that the players don't want to be there. So
mhm.
why is the league pushing it? I don't know.
well, I mean, I think they want to be there for their like resume,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
they just don't want to get hurt,
Yeah.
so
But
they're just not doing them.
I feel like there's better like alternative than the game.
For players to play as hard as they do in their, Rico Hines runs in this
Right.
off season
Exactly. Yeah.
without the cameras, right? They don't get hurt, right?
No.
And that's not for money. That's not for entertainment purpose. That's just for them to play, possibly get better. If they want to have a competitive game, like Jalen Brown against Jason Tatum, perfect example,
Right.
playing some
Exactly.
defense but still putting up buckets. They don't have to play crazy defense. They just have to
Right.
do that kind of defense where it's in their face.
Right, exactly. And I thought like I kept watching because I personally thought that the ending like is
Mhm.
like the Elam ending would have been, more defense, but
Right,
they
right.
like didn't play defense the entire game.
I think that's one reason because LeBron James got hurt.
Yeah.
I think LeBron would have implemented more defense, would have taken over his team, especially since I think Kyrie was really the only one shining on that team.
I feel like
Jokic obviously was not doing anything.
right. I mean Lucas said, I got my two. I'm good.
Right.
So I mean I mean, I feel like if both captains were healthy, it would have been different for sure. It would have been a closer game where the defense would have been played, but like it was really a blowout, let's be honest. So they just said, all right, win the game.
And another thing too, Nick, I don't know if you want to touch on this, but Giannis Antetokounmpo played 11 seconds of that game. Shot one shot over LeBron James. That was it. Why didn't Adam Silver know because I'm sure he knew that Giannis was going to do that.
Yeah.
Why didn't he have another reserve spot open so that another All-Star could have played and they could have had the same amount of players?
Yeah, that's very true. I didn't think about that. It did happen, I believe, a few years ago or last year with Chris Paul as well.
Right.
And so, but yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Um, I don't know if Adam Silver did know or not.
I don't think he did because if he did, I feel like he would have like, oh shoot, why are you playing then?
Yeah, they were making the big deal about Jimmy Butler not participating in the All-Star game.
Right. Right.
What, 2 years ago? Maybe
Yeah.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if he did know, he would have just told Giannis, "Yeah, you're the coach," or like
Right. Because he basically was a
whatever.
coach anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then they probably would have put Jimmy, and Jimmy probably would have said,
Right.
"No, I'm good,"
Mhm.
and then it would have went to Tyler Hero. So Giannis took my boy's spot.
Okay, but it's
Yeah,
just
sure.
I understand the whole Giannis perspective, wanting to play right in the
Right.
All-Star game.
Wanted to get a point.
Right. So I'm sure Adam Silver could have been understanding about that fact. Had Giannis have his first bucket and then obviously have that other player subbing for him.
Yeah, I do agree. But I feel like Nick is right. If he knew, I feel like he definitely would have not let him play. So I feel like that's why Giannis was like, I'm just not going to tell him.
Right.
But yeah, the All Star game, something either has to change or we just have to get rid of it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any ideas on what they would change it to?
Like, My cousin came up with a good idea. I was talking to him earlier about it today, like a one-on-one tourney
Yeah.
where it's just a big cash prize at the end. So like higher the stakes.
I like that idea. I also like 3-on-3. You have your three guys.
Right.
So
Yeah. I mean,
How much is the cash prize though to make players like really want to hoop and like win the tournament?
well,
I mean, true, but like I feel like some players would do it.
but at the same time, for LeBron James, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Kobe Bryant, right, all these great players to turn down $1 million for the dunk contest. That was the incentive for those guys to participate in the dunk contest. So what would the incentive be? Because it's obviously not money
True.
for
Yeah,
the
because they already
guys,
got millions.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. It's just I feel like something has to change because at this point, the All-Star game is just getting old, I feel like.
And it's just a thing to recruit players, right? Like
Right.
LeBron James takes that to recruit Kyrie Irving, like he
Bro,
did,
like
obviously.
you saw him the way he was smiling when drafting Kyrie. Come on, you
Right.
know what he's doing.
The only good part of that All Star was when Jokic drafted himself.
Yeah, exactly. The second best part to me was when Giannis said, "Winner, winner, chicken dinner."
That or when he drafted Ja instead of Shea. I knew he was talking about Shea because their playing styles are so similar,
Yeah,
right? So instead of saying Shea, he said Ja accidentally, I feel like, and then had to fix that. But
yeah. I mean, it was still fun to watch, like them chuck up threes and hit some crazy dunks. But like, I just like more defense personally.
for sure.
Intensify the game a little bit. You feel me?
Right.
Like
Like I like that's why I like the Elam ending last year. Like it added more defense at the end. But this year it was just like, nah.
gotta
Yeah,
get Kyrie more involved, I think.
Kyrie was special. Seeing him do the things he did on that All-Star court was just the jellies he was doing. It was just baffling to watch.
Bro. Yeah. JT was on one too. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a quiet 55. That was very
Bro.
quiet.
Like when they said he had 40, I said, "What?"
Yeah. When he had 27 in that third quarter, I couldn't
Yeah,
believe it.
bro. I did not think he had that many in one quarter.
Right.
There was no defense. He was just practicing.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
same could go for Kyrie too.
Hey man, Kyrie should have been the All-Star MVP. Honestly.
Okay, so yeah.
Or Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, without a doubt.
Why did Darren Fox only get like 5 minutes?
Yeah, I know, it was terrible. I was trying to watch my boy Shea and De'Aaron play.
But
Right.
you know who else should have played more? I feel like is Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday should have.
Like,
Oh, Giannis told Drew, yeah, Drew, we just chilling. We
yeah,
chilling, bro.
Right, yeah.
he said we got this ring, the All-Star, but we don't want this ring. This one's cool for now though.
For sure.
But like, yeah, I mean, I feel like if the coach, if I'm the coach, I would evenly distribute the minutes to give them all equal opportunities because they all deserve to be there.
Right, especially if you're not trying. If everyone's just chucking up shots, might as well give them equal
Right.
opportunity.
Exactly. Like honestly, I'd make it like a rec substitution type thing, like five different each quarter or something like that.
Something, right.
I think you put De'Aaron and Shea out there against each other, or like with each other,
Right.
those boys they got such deep bags. They're
Bro.
gonna be trying.
Oh, well,
Mhm.
100%.
Awesome.
They would have tried for sure. Even on defense, they would be like, "Nah, we're playing defense."
I don't think Mike Malone wanted to be there. I don't think he wanted to coach. Obviously he, appreciated being there, right, and respected being there, but at the same time, it didn't seem like he wanted to be there because of the way he was, substituting the players. He didn't really do that. So,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone wanted to be there from what I saw.
except for JT.
Yeah, exactly.
Henry.
But to move on to the NFL really quickly, so it's rumored that Derek Carr is he had a good meeting with the Jets, but he is going to take his time in free agency. What do you guys think is the better fit for Derek Carr, the Saints or the Jets? Because those are the first two teams he has met with. The Jets I feel like we're the better meeting from the reports, but he's going to take his time and decide. So what do you guys think? What's the best fit for him?
fit, I would say the Jets, as much as it hurts me.
I agree with that.
But at the same time, I do think Derek Carr is going to remain the second option to Aaron Rodgers
Yeah. Well,
if the opportunity.
I was watching Sports Center where like Damian Moody did make a good point. He said the Jets would have to give up a lot of key pieces to get Aaron Rodgers. So if they can just basically sign Derek Carr without giving away any other key pieces, it might be the better route for that franchise.
New York should be trying to bring in Lamar Jackson though.
They should be. If they're really trying to win, they should be trying to bring in a Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson type quarterback if Lamar doesn't get his extension like he should.
When does the franchise tag deadline end? Do y'all know?
I don't know when it ends, but I know it just started today.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because that'll make the free agency class so much more interesting.
So I think Lamar, even if he's not signed, is going to get tagged. So I think that that's off the table. But if they are trying to win, obviously Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback for that. But if they don't want to get rid of key pieces, then yeah, Derek Carr is the best option right now.
I don't know though. Derek Carr had a top 10 wide receiver.
Oh, I know. No, he is an average quarterback at best, if not below average.
He's like a Kirk Cousins,
But
except
like,
less consistent.
if you're the Jets, do you want to give a keep? Like, I believe the Packers would probably ask, I think, for 3 first-round picks plus a receiver or something like that. Like, do you want to do that if you're the Jets? That's their choice.
I'd trade Zach Wilson as my key piece, even though they'd reject it. But
Yeah, I don't think they take that because it's obvious they're leaning towards Jordan Love already.
yeah, but no, I would rather take Derek Carr if I'm the Jets, and if I'm Derek Carr, I'd rather go to the Jets.
Yeah.
But hopefully it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. My perspective on it is yes, Derek Carr is average, but if you have an opportunity to get on Aaron Rodgers and you want to win now, you better put all your chips on the table because it's been 15 plus years since the Jets have made the playoffs. If they're really trying to turn that around, they got to do something. And I think Aaron Rodgers would be the best opportunity to help them do that. What do you think, Gio?
Well, I think if Fitzmagic couldn't do anything right, then obviously, Aaron Rodgers is your best bet. I don't think Derek Carr is a good fit for any team at the moment. I think he is a start, maybe not a starting quarterback, but he's close to being a starting quarterback on any team in the NFL. But I just don't see a system that will fit him at the moment. I see Aaron Rodgers being a great player to get if you're the Jets, but like you said, you're gonna have to get rid of a lot.
Right.
I'm just trying to get rid of the drafts, capital, right? No players at the moment. If you can get rid of a lot of draft capital, you're gonna just win with Aaron Rodgers. You have a great team around him as it is.
True.
So that's what I would do. But Derek Carr, unfortunately, I do not see a spot that will fit him.
That's fair. I believe that the Saints, even though they shouldn't, are moving on from Jameis Winston.
They shouldn't give him
I
one
don't
more
think
year.
they should, but he was healthy this year, and they basically stuck with Andy Dalton. I don't understand why, but I just don't think they believe in Jameis Winston. So I think that if he doesn't go to the Jets, he's going to go to the Saints.
The weapons were injured a lot as well this season for the Saints, and if you have the weapons healthy with the Jameis Winston, they can do anything.
I agree, but I think that they are going to move on from him. And Derek Carr, if he doesn't go to the Jets, will go there.
Facts. Need a quarterback for Jarvis though.
Yeah, facts.
That's my guy.
You just got to stay healthy, though.
Yeah, I know it's terrible. You should just come back to Miami. That's where he was healthiest.
That's true.
Chris Olave as well,
Yeah. And obviously, Michael Thomas hurting his toe every other game.
Yeah. Alvin Kamara, man, that team is crazy.
Yeah, don't know what's going on with Kamara's case, though. He's going to court.
Right.
That's so crazy too.
Bro. Like if they lose him, they
Mhm.
basically lose their season, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
Sure.
So the Saints better pray that he is not going to jail.
but it's just it's so dumb.
Yeah, bro. Like, what is it? Like a domestic battery?
Yeah, I think it was domestic battery, I think.
I mean, like, even if he does go to jail, shouldn't be that long, but like, still, it would hurt the Saints.
Facts. But on the lighter note, just don't sign to New York.
Who? Uh, Carr?
Everyone.
Oh, everyone? Yeah, facts.
Yeah, just don't go to New York.
Oh yeah,
Do it.
say he's trying to keep his Dolphins in the top two. So
Top
Aaron
one.
Oh,
Rodgers.
Top one.
they're gonna be top one regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aaron Rodgers, if you're watching this, don't come to
Be
New
happy
York.
with that wild card spot, sir.
Yeah. You guys think that Aaron Rodgers is considering retirement? Because I feel like he is if he hasn't come out and said, "Yeah, I'm coming back to play."
Sure. For sure.
Yes and no. I think if he's stuck in Green Bay, he's gonna retire.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
If he can get moved, he won't officially
Right. Right.
retire and he'll play.
I agree because I think those bonds are broken in Green Bay, and he's not even a part of the future conversations right now. So they're not even banking on him coming back, and I don't think they want him back. So I do agree with that. If he can get out of Green Bay, he will play because I don't think he wants to go out on the way he did this past year. But on the same note, we did say that about Tom Brady, and he did, but we'll see. Um, but it would be crazy if both Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady retired in the same offseason
End of an era.
for real. But I don't think it's going to happen. I believe that Green Bay will move him and he will play one more year, I'll say.
Thanks. I also don't think he'll call it quits yet.
Closing thoughts, Gio?
Aaron Rodgers has to retire.
You think he has to?
Yeah, has to.
I
It's
thought you
over.
wanted him in
Why
Pittsburgh.
why do you think he has to retire?
One, because I think if he's taking this much time to contemplate retiring and playing another season,
Yeah.
I think he's leaning towards retiring. And two, if his mindset's not really on winning football, right, then he just has to retire at this
Well,
point.
but I think his mindset is on winning football. It's just that on Green Bay, it wasn't because he didn't want to be there. But if goes to a new place, he will want to be there and want to win.
Well, if that's the case, then obviously have him play. But if his mindset's not on winning football, then he should retire.
I agree.
And to
I
answer
do.
your question, Nick,
Go ahead.
Kenny Pickett is our big ticket.
All right.
I'm glad we got to that point.
We finally got to the point where we convinced Gio that Kenny Pickett is the quarterback in
Has to
Pittsburgh.
develop. Just has to develop.
It took an entire 18 game season, but here we are finally. He is admitting it.
Yes, sir.
But Gio, you got a segment you want to do?
Um, I I do. I'm watching right on Netflix. It just came out. It's the golf documentary on Netflix,
Okay, yeah.
and I believe it is called what's it, the full swing, right?
Mhm.
I just think it's an interesting perspective because I didn't really think golf was, that high octane, right? Like that craziness of lifestyle, right? I thought it
Yeah.
was just golf.
Mhm.
But it goes into the details of, people's lives and different perspectives of different players, right? Either you're the top ranked player or you're the 90th ranked player, right? And they'll go into the different perspectives and it's pretty interesting. So I will, recommend people watching that.
All right. In the video game world, it's been quiet, so I'm gonna stick with the Netflix theme. No, today it was announced that a docu-series of three NFL quarterbacks will come to Netflix soon. Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and oddly Marcus Mariota are part of that docu-series. It will be cool to see how they played like during the season, how they talked to their teammates and how they led. And I think it's going to be a great watch and highly recommend it to anyone who's interested.
I think Mariota will be the most interesting one out of those three.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see like what he did. Yeah.
Yeah. In music, my boy Polo G dropped a new song. It's pretty good. Yep.
All right. See y'all in the next one. Peace.
Yep. If you liked the video, drop a like for us, please. And thank you. Make sure you leave that comment about the baddies pulling up to the Warriors playoffs games. We're interested to see your opinions on it. Make sure to Geo.
Hey guys, like three wise men once said, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.